let's start with some basic shortcuts. So imagine you've got many windows opened, and then you just want to go to the desktop. Either you use your mouse to do this, minimize one window after another, or you just press on this button, show desktop, or you can use your keyboard. So you can just go the Windows key plus M, and you've got your window on your desktop. In order to do exactly the opposite, so maximize all windows, you just go Shift and then Windows M, the letter M. Then if you want to see my computer, you normally do click to start and then my computer. You've got you can do Windows and the letter E. You've got my computer, or you can go Windows, so it opens the start menu, and then with your arrows you can go to my computer. Or instead of the Windows key, if you don't have it, you can do Control and Escape. It does exactly the same thing. It opens the start menu. Then you go to my computer. If you want to navigate between windows, instead of going, if I want to open the this window, I have to take my my mouse and then left click here, but I can do it differently. So press the Alt button, do not release it, and then just press Tab once. Here you've got a list of all the open windows. I have not released the Alt button yet. Then you just press Tab as many times as you need in order to go to the button that you need. This is the one, and then I release the Alt button, so I open it up. If I want to close a window, either I go with this, or I can just press Alt and F4. So first of all, here if I want to close this one, I go Alt, I do not release, and then I go F4. When you're in when you're here in any folder and you want to work with the files, first of all, either you want to rename a file, so you can go right click and then rename, or you can just, instead of right click, you can use the button, the menu button that does exactly the same thing, and then rename. If I want to close this menu, I just press Escape, and in order to rename, right click rename or F2, and I can directly start changing the name, renaming. Then if I want the help, instead of going help and then help, I can just press F1 and it will open the help support center. This happens in almost any software. Then if I want to search for a file, I can do this, or I can press F3, which is exactly the same thing as clicking on this button. Then if I want to move a file, I can just do Ctrl X, or right click cut, Ctrl X, go where I want, and then at the end I can do Ctrl V, paste, or right click paste. Then if I just need to copy a file, I just do, instead of Ctrl X, which is going to take it away, we just do Ctrl C, and then to copy, and then for pasting Ctrl V. If I need to select all files in a folder or elements, either I do Edit, Select All, or you can see here Ctrl A, Ctrl A. Now let's imagine I've done something, well, I've made a mistake, like renaming a file, and I want to undo the last action, I can just do edit undo or Ctrl Z. If I want to cancel the last cancel, so I do, instead of undoing, I want to redo, I do the opposite. Instead of Ctrl Z, I go Ctrl Y. And it should work. Here it doesn't work, but in Microsoft or Writer or Excel or whatever, it's going to work. Now, how can I access these menus without clicking on them? So I can click wherever I'm here. For example, I can just press the Alt button, and you can see the focus in the window goes to the menus. Again, Alt, and then you can see for each menu, if either I go, I use the arrows left and right, or I can just type the underlined letter of the menu. If I want to go to Tools, for example, I can underline the T. It opens the sub menu, and then I can again either with the up and down arrows, or I can just type the underlined letter. So I want to go to folder options, for example. Here I'm in a dialog window. So if I want to go from, the focus is here, show common tasks. So if I want to choose either one, I can just use the arrows up and down. If I want to go to the next element, to browse folders and choose one of them, I can just use my Tab button. You can see the focus displaced. I can do this. Again, Tab, and then Tab if I want to go OK. If I want to go from one tab to another, I can just, instead of Alt Tab, as I said, Alt Tab is to alternate between windows. Now I can do Ctrl Tab in order to alternate between tabs. So Ctrl and then once for Tab, and I do not release my Control button. Then I can I can press the Tab button as many times as I need in order to go where I want. You can see that the focus is here. You can see the dotted lines. If I want, for the focus, if I want to click here, either I press the Alt button and then the N, which is the underline letter, or I can just go with Tab and then again Tab and Enter. If I want to go backwards, instead of Tab from Advanced, if I press Tab, I go to OK, but if I want to go back to Advanced, I just do Shift and Tab, and then again go backwards. Then let's go to View. If I want to click here, and I want to check the radio button, the check button, sorry, and the focus is here, I can just go from Tab and then Tab. I can go with the arrows where I want, and then in order to check it, I press space. If I'm OK, I will do OK or cancel. And then if I want to delete a file, either I go with my mouse as always and then delete, or I can just go with the arrows and do right click, so the right button, and then delete, or just D for the underlined letter, or I can just press the delete button. The delete button is here, and I can just delete. If I delete, the file will go to the empty to the recycle bin. However, if I want it to be deleted permanently without going to recycle bin, I can just press Shift and then delete, and it will ask me if I want to delete the file permanently. If I need to see the properties of a file, I can go right click and then Properties, or I can just press the Alt button, Alt and then Enter, and I can see the properties. Then to go from one tab to another, I just do Ctrl Tab, to alternate, and then with my tab button I can just go where I want.